speaking of nonsense in top tier town, we have to go to your state, Kevin.
Okay, bring it.
Because we have a very interesting development that has just been coming out of the weeds. It's Dallas, you're a mess. You're a mess. So, Micah Parsons, edge rusher, has officially declared a request of a trade from the Dallas Cowboys as of 6 hours ago. And all of a sudden, the Rams are being linked to him. The Seahawks are being linked to him. San Francisco.
I don't know if you saw that. It was kind of funny that he was. There was a photo that was supposedly him at the SeaTac airport.
Yeah, that was funny.
Which was absolute nonsense, of course, because he's in California.
That's an old meme, but I hear it. But here's the thing: the Rams can't afford him long term.
There's not a lot of teams that probably could.
Not a lot of teams, because we've dabbled on this show a few times about Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
Multiple times and stuff like that. Hendrickson would in all likelihood be cheaper.
Well, he's older.
To maintain long term and to acquire.
Yeah.
Than Parsons.
Yeah. He's 4 years old.
Someone brought up the Khalil Mack trade as a starting point.
It was Schefter. I saw that, yeah.
For Micah Parsons and what he could get for the Dallas Cowboys, which is 2 firsts. I believe it was 2 firsts, 2 seconds, a third-round pick. It was an obscene amount of draft capital.
Right, which I'm sure that... Go ahead.
For one guy, but still, Khalil Mack was worth it at that time. And was worth it to the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where it was like, you know what? Let's go get this guy. And the Bears traded up to get him, signed him to a 6-year contract. Granted, traded him to the Chargers and let him go, but still, it was... At the time, it was worth it.
Yeah, and he was that good. He was so good. He was so good that I remember, I believe John Gruden was coaching the Raiders at that time, and he got a lot of flack for letting him go. Even with that return.
Yeah.
People were all over John Gruden. Now they eventually get all over him for other stuff, but the Mack trade, he took a lot of flack.
As he should have, because the issue to me, and it's the same issue we're talking about with Park now, that let's say they trade him and get all his draft capital, does nothing for this year.
Oh, yeah.
And they could flush this whole season right down the drain.
Well, and the other problem is that we're talking about it, and I'll let you boys jump in here. You boys, as Jerry would probably say. But the thing is, draft capital doesn't mean anything.
No,
as long as Jerry Jones is your GM, especially if Jerry Jones is your GM.
Right, because you know he's going to take an offensive lineman with one of those picks, and
I have a question.
Yeah,
if John Schneider calls Jerry on the phone right now and says, "I will give you the Jamal Adams trade again," and I will say, "I will give you 2 firsts, a third, and a player of." The first player I thought of, and we're probably gonna get some slack for this, was Tariq.
Reek is who. Yeah,
that's the thing. It might have to cost you.
Oh, it's gonna have to.
It's gonna cost you Reek Woolen because now what I have a little hope with Reek is Nehemiah Pritchett. Say what you want about him. Is essentially the same guy, but a little slower than Tariq Woolen, and not as good ball skills as Reek. But what the unfortunate part about playing defensive back is that you can have the worst secondary on the planet, but have an all-world pass rush, and you'll be fine.
Right. If the quarterback is underneath 3 bodies, he can't throw the football.
What dismantled the Seahawks' Legion of Boom for a good period of time was they could not get a legitimate pass rush.
Yeah.
For at least another 4 or 5 years.
Oh,
They couldn't.
it all started when they did it. What did they trade? Was it who did they trade to the Chiefs? And after
Frank
that,
Clark.
yeah, the Frank Clark trade, and then they tried to bring back Daryl Tapp. They tried to do all this stuff. None of it worked. None of
It
it
didn't
worked.
work, and none of it worked. But it was, if you don't have a great pass rush, your secondary is going to get eaten alive.
Right, because an NFL starting quarterback, no matter how good or bad he is, will find a receiver
Remember Matt
if you
Schaub?
give him enough time.
Matt Schaub when he was with the Falcons,
Oh yeah,
tore them apart for like 500 yards. It was insane. So look no further than that. And it's funny because is Parsons worth it? Yes. Are
He
you
is.
willing?
He
Are
is.
you willing to trade an ungodly amount of draft capital for him?
I would say yes because of one reason. He's 26 years old.
That's the thing. Yeah, he's
yeah.
young.
That's at least he's young.
He's
and
young.
He's 26 years old, but we can't get too much energy going on with this because the Cowboys and Jerry Jones will not let this happen.
They're not gonna budge.
Yeah,
They're not going to let Micah Parsons get out the door. They're going to reach an agreement. Trust me, at let's see, it's almost 8:00 Central Time. I say maybe by the next time we're live, he's going to be signed.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because I don't know how we have taken, and by we I mean I have taken shots at Jerry Jones' ability to draft players, but this is a home run pick. This is somebody you should have extended by now, but
Right.
you're too busy
He's your
being
defense.
you're too busy being the Bengals of the NFC. And you're paying all your offensive players, but not giving a care
See, that's
about
the
your
thing.
defensive players.
That's the other thing because, like, we talked about Trey Hendrickson a few times. He's the entire defense of the Bengals,
Right, which is true.
Micah Parsons is literally he's literally the Cowboys' entire defense.
He is.
He plays everywhere.
Right, he can be a
everywhere.
defensive lineman. He can be a linebacker, and
yeah, he
if
plays
you're
everywhere.
the opposing offense, you have to account for where he is.
Yeah,
he plays everywhere. He plays everywhere, and that's the thing. Which is like, if you're willing to make an offer to Dallas and be like, I will give you 2 firsts to start this year and next year, a 3rd rounder, and Tariq Woolen, a really good corner. Who the heck says no? I'm willing to part ways with Tariq Woolen if it means getting a borderline Hall of Fame worthy talent in Micah Parsons.
I mean, I would do it. As much as getting rid of Reek would hurt, I am salivating. Now, I'm with Kevin. I don't think this happens.
No,
but
it doesn't happen.
I am salivating at the possibility of what Mike McDonald could do with someone like Micah Parsons on defense, where he would put him. What, he can play. Micah Parsons can play anywhere, but the thing is,
he's good in coverage too.
Yeah, it shouldn't have gotten to this point, and maybe okay. I'm spoiling some of what we're doing on No Credentials Required for our upcoming break. But stay with me on this analogy, but I don't know if you both agree with me. As much as I love Reek Woolen, and I'm going to talk about him in another segment that we get to on this fine program, Reek Woolen reminds me somewhat of Dennis Rodman in the fact that when Dennis Rodman was on the Bulls, if he was locked in to play, there was not a better rebounder. He could be that second offensive option to Jordan if needed, but his mind wasn't always focused on the game. If Dennis was not focused, he did not play well, and I see some of the same parallels in Reek Woolen.
That's the issue right there. Only issue, especially over the last few years, that he hasn't brought the A game, which he needs to do this year.
Yep, and you have two other guys behind him that can easily take your spot with the returning Shaquille Griffin,
Right.
Yeah.
and the aforementioned Maya Pritchett, who was drafted, I believe, in the 4th round out of Auburn.
Let
To
me
the internet
let me do some real time research here. I got to close out of the Carvel
on it.
website.
The 5th round.
Oh, 5th round.
It was
Okay.
5th round. Yeah, their corner depth
Has there
is
been a team that's hit on more of the 5th round draft picks than the Seahawks?
hard to say.
Yeah.
Hard to say. But it's their pass rush group is not great outside of DeMarcus, Derek Hall, and Boye, because Uchenna's hit or miss because of his injury history. Jamie Sheriff is a preseason warrior, but there's not a lot of, oh my god, he's going to be a star tape right there for him. And Byron Murphy, it's like, I want to see Riley Mills get healthy fast because he's your nose tackle by default. He's big enough to play nose tackle, and then moves Byron Murphy outside.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see something from Byron Murphy
Big time.
this year, because
Big time.
I was excited when they picked him, but
Yep.
So far it hasn't clicked yet, but it's still early.
It's still early. That's what helps, but their corner depth is okay. It's their corner depth is okay, but I'm willing to part ways with one if it means getting a Parsons kind of player. But hey, they may still be in the fold for Hendrickson. You never know. You never know. But
You never do know.
But he
Hendrickson
apparently
needs to come to a conclusion at some point, because this has been going on for way too long for them. And so at least he's in camp and holding in, which is such a better idea than holding out, because you get $50,000 a day. Imagine that.
That's insane.
Unbelievable.
And so when he was in Florida, he was getting charged $50,000 a day. So, he comes in camp and says, "Oh, my shoulder's sore, so I can't practice." Well, he's in camp.
Yeah.
And so he's getting paid. And they can't prove that his shoulder doesn't hurt.
Nope.
So that's the way it should. And this is the same kind of thing that we should talk about with Parsons. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, I need some attention. Right? And he's in camp. He's been in camp from the beginning. So he's doing this correctly. I don't know about going to the public sector and complaining.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty frustrated, and he supposedly submitted the request to Stephen Jones himself.
That's what I heard. He did that personally.
Yeah.
Not just, send him an email or, call him up, say, "Hey, Stephen." No, he did that in person. So I'd like kind of see how that conversation went.
I'm very curious to see how everything goes. But DeMarcus has looked good in training camp.
Yeah.
He's looked good, and Uchenna's looked good in training camp. He's hurt now, but he's been when he's on, he's looked pretty good. I'm very excited for Eamon Warwick because he's that Swiss Army knife.
Man, yes.
Oh,